Welcome to DFS Karma, where we talk about our favorite fantasy sports plays for football, basketball, baseball, and pretty much everything else. Be sure to check out and create an account with all of our partners, such as MonkeyKnifeFight.online, PrizePicks.online, and StatHero.online. Use the promo code KARMA on any of these sites to get an exclusive deposit bonus. And don't forget to check out all of our free fantasy content on DFSKarma.com, as well as our own premium plays. Without further ado, let's get the show on the road. Please welcome today's hosts.
What is up, Karma Nation? Welcome back to another edition of the Teen It Up podcast. I'm your host, AC, representing DFS Karma and Bet Karma. And I have, as always, my co-captain, Sam Sherman. We're going to talk everything tonight, DraftKings specific, and the Wyndham this week. But of course, Sam.
I'm cutting you off. Let's not bury the lead. He won over $100,000 last week.
Yeah, I'm still a little bit, it's Tuesday. Unbelievable, right? I mean, what else am I going to say? I mean, it was a great win. I feel like it was a long time coming. I feel like we've talked about the process for quite a while, and we'll stick to golf, of course, that we know, the people in the Karma community. I don't MME too much. I've had some close calls with some other single entry type lineups in the past for NBA and NFL and, of course, baseball. That's where we all started 5 years ago. But yeah, dude, crazy. I know it was kind of hard even to talk about in Discord for a while because I don't think people really knew how close I was. I knew I couldn't win the Millie, although I was super close. I mean, obviously everything's hindsight. I could have made it a tweak here, a tweak there. We'll talk about that as well, including some last minute lineup decisions that frankly helped me in a way. But yeah, Sam, I mean, I don't know. I am kind of at a loss for words. I mean, it's pretty incredible the last, hour and a half. I mean, I knew I had a shot. I knew I had a shot Thursday, but let's be real. Thursdays mean nothing, right? Would you agree?
Yeah.
So Thursdays mean nothing, but at least my team just got off to this amazing start. I mean, everybody, I was just top five all day. I was literally winning the Millie Maker just all day. And of course that means nothing. I didn't really care too much. Friday, my team as usual tanked. So I just assumed the worst. At that point, my mind shifted to, okay, let's just min cash. And frankly, too, for those who are curious, I mean, I did do it the hard way, like everybody else can. Thanks for Sam for helping me win it back in January, trolling me to get into that. What was the buy-in? Like a $75, $100?
Yeah, it was like 70 or 90 bucks. And we were texting the night before. Dude, it was one of not even a great tournament. And I was like, dude, just enter that qualifier. There's only 30 people or something or some crazy shit. And you just enter in and you're like, oh, I took it down. I was like, oh my God, of course.
Of course, right? So, but again, I think that I'm trying to talk to everybody out there. You can get into these tournaments at times playing some of these satellites. You don't need a huge bankroll. And frankly, I actually played
who puts in 50,000, gets all six. That was finally. I just gotta say that was hilarious. I think Empire's one of the funniest people on Twitter. Puts in 9 entries. That thing gets 6 of 6 in every single one. I was like, oh my God, that was savage.
He made a great play. I think he was all in on Jason Day, which of course in hindsight, I pivoted off Day just for a little bit of game theory. I like Day. I mean, of course, we talked about in the last few podcasts. But to finish the story, because yes, people were inquiring, several in the DM. Some I'm sorry I haven't gotten back to. It was kind of a crazy, weekend in general. We were celebrating, my wife and I are 1 year. So the stars were aligning. And then Saturday, my team, Sam, it was one of those things. I'm not going to lie. Every putt went in for my guys, and I'll take it. I was like, all right, wow. As the day went on Saturday, I kind of had a feeling that I had a shot. At least my goal was my goal was third. I mean, it really was. It did become apparent that second was definitely there if I had the right Sunday. And I told you guys in our Discord chat, shout out to DFSKarma.com. You can hop into our Discord chat. I said, I think I have a shot at second, but I didn't really know because anything can happen. But I needed Tiger to start out hot, and he did. And that was so fun because let's be real, every shot that Tiger played Sunday was on TV. So
Yeah.
my wife and I were able to watch that as soon as we got home, and that was awesome because it meant nothing in the grand scheme of things, but it did mean everything to me in the tournament because game theory wise, and we talked about this on the podcast, I wrote about it in the final thoughts last week. Sometimes you can have a bunch of chalk in a good lineup. I mean, I had chalkier type players, Morikawa amongst them. You just need a little bit of a unique lineup, just a little tweak, and that's really kind of what carried me. And it seemed like having the Tony Finau in the lineup, which again, he didn't win at second or third place, excuse me.
Top 5 Tony, dude.
Top 5 Tony, my guy, made a switch to him late, based on weather and all that. But at the end of the day, I had Tiger 4% owned. 4% owned. Like, I still, even if I didn't min cash, I would make that lineup again because you get such leverage and just the math equation alone of building one lineup. And you just, of course, I think it's at this point in our DFS little niche bubble that we live in, we can generally pick out 3 or 4 good plays, namely like Jason Day, DJ, Morikawa, Finau, amongst the, those guys are all 25, 30% owned, but you need those guys. So that's the only thing that I guess I will say that, consider that when making your single entry type lineups. Like, again, I'll kind of get into it this week. You can make a good lineup around a couple chalk guys. Just find 1 or 2 pivots. That's literally all it takes. And then, yes, if you actually want to ask on the emotional side of things, of course, it was amazing. Like, I could have had Jason Day on 18. Again, first of all, Jason Day. So I always got to give the other side of the coin, right? And I'm going to do it, even though I know you don't want me to, but I have to. So on 16, Jason Day made an incredible, 17, 18-foot putt, really good putt. And that was kind of the dagger to second place. I mean, I think I had second locked up if Day did not make that putt. But it was okay because I was already in 12th, and I was like, shit, am I not even going to get my top 5? Like, I thought for sure I had a top 5. I couldn't really tell towards the end. And then Day parred 17, and then you saw 18. He went bunker, 1 putt par.
He saved so hard. He saved so hard.
Had he just bogeyed that, that's a $975,000 swing. So, yes, of course I'm upset, and I have thought about it actually a lot. It was a little frustrating, but in the grand scheme of things, I guess, when I went to bed, I'm like, holy shit, like I do well in life, but like that's a big win. I mean, I don't care who you are, how much money you make, like we talked about, Sam, like that's a lot of money. So yeah, I'm super excited, and immediately my wife looks at me when we won, how big is the house going to be now? Because we already planning on building and moving out the next year. I'm like,
you got to be like, yeah, I won like 20,000. You can have all.
I mean, dude, you can't be in this game this many years, and again, just that big signature win. Like, you can't not share it with her. You know what I mean? So
yeah,
it was awesome to embrace the moment. But enough of that. Let's do what we do. The people want us to get into the plays, what we're looking at, of course. Let's jump into it now. I did some talking in there, Sam. Why don't you take it from here? Talk about the course. Talk about what we need to look into this week. Where's everybody going? And then we'll start off, as always, in the top, 10K range and above.
Yeah, dude. It's weird to be at this part of the season. Well, for how many turns we've had, and next week's FedEx Cup playoffs. It's kind of weird. I mean, obviously every sports season's been shortened. I love this course. I love this tournament. I get tired early in the year of like these tournaments that guys win at 25 under. This week will be similar to that, like probably 20 under wins it. But this course is so beautiful. I love Donald Ross, as I wrote in my article, like a complete golf nerd thing. Donald Ross designs are like my favorite to play. So this course is awesome. Webb Simpson, before we get to the picks, he's going to be like 30+% owned. He owns this course. He's won it. He lives on it. Everyone tells you his daughter is named Wyndham. He has like 6 top 5s and like a win and like a top 3 top. It's insane. But it's short, Bermuda grass, easy to hit fairways, easy to hit greens. So like we always say, dude, you can target all the same stats. It seems easy. You just got to find a place to differentiate from the chalk. And like you just were saying off the hop, it's like, I think I was going to mention that before you kind of went on about it. And I think it kind of correlates here where like, you don't need to play a lineup of like 6 contrarian guys. You play 1 contrarian guy, which for you last week is Tiger. It's like, okay, there's always merit to fading a guy who's going to be 30+% owned, but like play Webb but just don't play Webb, Ryan Moore, and then, Harris English. Like, that's uber chalk. Like, don't do that. But, like, you don't need to pivot away, but take the guys who go on Bermuda greens. I'm not counting a ton of around the green or even fair, honestly, driving accuracy. I'm just focusing on the guys who are good with their irons and who can get hot with the putter. So it's not that hard.
Yeah, I mean, I'll double down on everything you just said. That's kind of where my brain's at this week. And obviously, just being upfront, man, like, yeah, it is a little foggy week for me because, things have been definitely interesting the last 48 hours, just mentally speaking. I mean, it's awesome, right? So I haven't actually put in as much work, I guess, as I should. And don't worry, for content purposes and my core plays, which, by the way, was the exact core play as our DK Optimal last week, is the same core that I played, and the fill-ins on the final thoughts that we do, it was right there. I literally trolled the content, Sam. If you go back, if you pull it up right now while I'm talking, you'll actually laugh.
What's so funny is that I put out my core lineup. I had the guys who finished 1, 2, 3, and yours beat mine. I was like, all right. Literally, I had the top 3 guys in my lineup, and I didn't even beat yours because Steve doesn't know how to play on Saturday. But
I like Steve this week. We'll get into it. But hey, last thing I wanted to say too. How funny was it? And yes, I am. I'm on my soapbox right now. I'm sorry. Like, this doesn't happen ever. Were you dying laughing in Discord chat when I just randomly, subtly go, "Oh yeah, by the way, I won everything on FanDuel too"? You never said anything about
such
that.
a troll move. For people who are on the Discord, you gotta join in because honestly, like, normally my tilt is really good. AC was like literally narrating what's happening. He literally drops in like $114,000 screenshot, and then he goes, "Oh yeah, good week on FanDuel." And I was like, "Oh, did you like break even? Like 15 grand?" I was like, "Sick, dude." Like, this happens every time someone wins big. Like, I won like $1,500, and like I was too embarrassed to put it in the screenshot. It was just like embarrassing. Dude. It was so.
But by the way, it was the same exact core play for our subscribers on FanDuel. I play the same core. That's what I do. I mean, I try to stick, man of my word, the same core that I upload under our subscription packages is the same cores that I'm playing. So it was the same people. I was so high on
for the first time like ever.
Correct. Yes. 1 for 1. All right. So I'm going to start up top real quick. Let's get into actually the people want to win now. They want their $170,000 win. And I promise it can happen. Look at Strzok. I mean, the dude won like 20,000 already this year. All right. 10,000 and above real quick for me. Obviously, it's Webb. Yes, I'm anchoring. I am. Surprised. I'm anchoring my lineup around Webb this week, my main lineup. It is such an easy fade. If you're playing 3 max entry out there, folks, such an easy fade for your other 2 teams. Like, in my opinion, there's no need to play them on 2 or 3 lineups if you can. If you want to, go for it. If you're making 20 teams, if you're doing 150 with our optimizer, my recommendation is don't go more than 50%. That's just, I just don't understand why some people want to actually lock a player in that's that high owned. Just my 2 cents. I do. I love the narrative. He will be in my main lineup. I usually don't even pay up in cash for a price like this, but I am this week. Yeah. So it's, he's going to be 80% owned in cash. Moving on. No Patrick Reed, no Brooks Koepka. I'm just keeping it short and simple. I'm probably not going to have Tommy exposure. I'm going, again, we got to pick spots, right? So for me, it's obviously Webb, and then I like Casey again. I like Rose. Just depends on if they're going to make, one of them's going to make my other 2 main tournaments. I don't know if both are, but that's who I like. I really like Casey's game a lot for this course, and I read your content, and Rose should be popular. I'm guessing, right? 9,900. Why not?
Unfortunately, he's getting more popular. I was hoping like he would have played a little worse last week, but yeah, I mean, I'm in agreement. I don't ever play Brooks. I mean, God, dude, I gotta say, just the last time last week, I was so happy just watching him completely gassed on Sunday because he was the most arrogant dipshit on Saturday, and I was like, you got exactly what was coming. Oh man, that was great. But
he's a little bitch. I mean, part of my language, but at the end of the day, I mean, I got a bunch of friends locally that don't even play DFS, and like I'm getting texts about how much they hate Brooks Koepka. Everybody hates Brooks. He's a loser, dude. Like,
now I will say, if he goes full villain, I might jump on board because like Patrick Reed, I love as a villain. If Brooks like goes full villain and tells people that he doesn't give a shit what they think, I'll probably hop on board the train. Not gonna lie, but I'm in general agreement. The only thing I'll say is I put in it's doing this on a day after we normally do. My article's already out. You can read it on DFS Karma. But Fleetwood, I don't know. The only reason I have interest in him is he's not looked good, but I kind of want to take advantage of a week where you so rarely get someone like Tony Finau or Ricky Fowler Fleetwood at under like 15 or 20% ownership because people just like to play them. I mean, Tommy can go super low. He actually looked pretty decent, if not for a bad Sunday. I'm just saying, like, in this range, he will be by far, in my opinion, the lowest owned. And I think he could be like 10%. So if I was playing a 20 max, I mean, I'd for sure take like 20% of him. 3 entry, I'm not quite sure, but he might. I'm just betting on long-term form for him over short-term. Casey, no chance. I'm not chasing.
I actually like Casey. I like Casey. For me, put it like this. I'll leave it on this. I like Casey a lot more than Fleetwood. Like, for me, it's like a no-brainer. I ran a couple models for the Bermuda with the Donald Ross and par 70 and a couple other splits I'm looking at. And, like, this is more or less long-term. And then I'm looking, versus short-term as well. Casey, like, by far is the better play for me. But anyways, let's go down to the next range. I think the next range gets super important, obviously. So let's stop at Ryan Moore because I think that's a good anchoring point. So we'll go we'll answer with Drew, obviously. We'll start with Harris English at 9,300, and we'll go down to 8,100. And you can start. Why don't you just start off? Let's talk about Ryan Moore and why he will be very popular.
Yeah, it's weird. I put this in my article too. Like, it's funny. Like, he does rate out well for me, and probably a lot of people. He's like a stat guy. I mean, he just is pretty. But I don't know. He hits it pretty short, which doesn't really matter here. His putting has just been so bad. And honestly, this is more of a narrative than anything. He just screams like a chalk guy, that lower 8,000, who everyone kind of likes this week. He's going to be 20+% owned. Doesn't it just sound like a Lucas Glover chalk week where everyone goes in on Ryan Moore and he misses like 17 putts inside 10 feet and like either misses the cut or finishes like T46. And it's like, I just basically what I'm saying is like, I don't think he has the skill set to like warrant this ownership. Like something I do every week is I kind of look at for guys 8,000, 8,500 or above, you want to look at their top 5, top 10 odds, compared to what their ownership is. And his just seems egregious to me. So I'm not really in on him. Sneds has shot 59 here. That's impressive. He's looked horrific. So I'm not playing him either. My favorite guys are Kisner is going to be popular, Sergio, and then I'll eat the chalk on Harris English. I think Harris English is like super underrated. He just had like his 4th straight top 20. I mean, he's like been playing pretty damn well. I mean, everyone knows that he's going to be 25% owned, but like, I think he's really solid. I like him a lot.
So I guess first I'll just talk about Ryan Moore real quick. I think he's a great play this week. Yes, he's going to be popular, but let's go back to what we opened the pod about, right? Like, all right, I won $175,000, but I had 3 or 4 guys all over 25%. So give me Ryan Moore this week in my main lineup. Yeah, it sucks. It's not sexy. If you actually go back and look through the stats, I mean, yeah, you could game log watch for the game log people out there to see, where he finished, I guess. But his strokes gained on this course in specific over the last, 4, 5, 6 years is ridiculous. And the irony is, you kind of actually said it without saying it, is his putting has been kind of really bad here. He has had a couple good putting rounds here, but I still want that. I still want the guy with the amazing history of the approach game, off the tee game. He knows where to put this ball in the course. I mean, he ranks number 2 in this like long-term aggregate model that I mentioned earlier. I love him for all the reasons that he's probably going to be loved by 25% of people out there. So, he's going to be probably my main lineup, obviously. You talked about Harris English. Yeah, I like Harris English. I almost played him in my main lineup last week. I don't remember what his split was. I mean, the win splits were a thing. I don't know if that's maybe why I came off him, but I liked Harris English a lot. And frankly, he scored a lot of DraftKings points last week. So he should be popular. I really believe, though, and this is flipping of the coin, this is where a little bit of luck does come in, especially in cash games. I think you're going to have to flip a coin this week in between Harris English and Billy Horschel. And for me, if I'm getting to pick that coin flip, I'm taking Billy Horschel, actually. And that's only because of some of the, again, I like to, besides just the short term, I do like to look at some of the long term stuff and bake some different things in. I think they're going to be both the same percent owned. And sure,
I like Horschel. I just didn't want to mention every guy. I have them almost the same ownership, and I have them literally ranked 5 and 6. I like both of them a lot.
Yeah, I mean, and frankly, honestly, like if this wasn't so much stupid narratives around, I mean, we're all, let's be real, all DFS players are getting sucked into Webb Simpson. I have seen this movie before, and so have you. I mean, there has been, before Webb became like great, there was chuck bombs of Webb. Let's be real. And say for what it is. So
every week, yeah.
I'm kind of choking right now on some tacos. Taco Tuesday, right? But anyways, Harris English, you could probably build an amazing line of fade Webb. You know, if you really want some chalk, anchor around Billy and Harris, and kind of go from there. That's an interesting way to do it this week. Again, I probably still will anchor on Webb, but there's no way you can play all those guys. I mean, I guess you could, but then you're playing guys in the 6K range, which whatever is fine. But I'm picking Billy over Harris. So I still like Sergio a lot. So these are now a couple of my pivots. I like Sergio. I mean, he had a brutal week putting again last week. I don't think anyone's going to play him. I just keep looking at.
He's playing this week because he has to. He's outside the 125. Like he's got to make. Yeah,
it's crazy because he's played so much better. It's like I feel like it's almost like me playing golf. Like I'm playing so much better, but my results suck ass. So
he's won here, right?
Yeah, I mean, Sergio could easily come out here, and I actually am not looking at this stat in specific, but I have a feeling Sergio is actually historically a better Bermuda putter. I just feel like that's
the only surface he gains like strokes on, which is hilarious.
I mean, frankly, like Sergio at 8,500. I mean, he's a cash play, but no one's going to play him in cash. I'm just saying, like, that could be your unique pivot this week. I am going to play him. Here's a guy that I 100,000 million%. I'm going to play in a main tournament this week, and it's Jordan Spieth at 9K. I don't know. What is the ownership so far? Probably really low, relatively speaking, 10%, 8. I'm playing Spieth.
Yeah.
I mean, I already bet him. I think that this is like finally, if there was a point in time of destiny of like us nailing Spieth before he actually spikes and like finds himself, I think it's this course of anything. Like he doesn't need the driver. He still has the iron game. I mean, he really does. And at the end of the day, Spieth's going to make a shit ton of putts. I mean, he can go on a birdie run. I mean, this is going to be a birdie fest. So give me Spieth. I mean, all day. I love that play.
I took him in my main lineup last week, thinking that would happen. He missed all the fair.
Well, he's going to hit now.
Oh yeah, for sure. I might as well go back. I mean, you talk about most guys. I mean, can we just talk? Why is Brendan Todd $8,900, dude?
I'm not touching him. Some people are probably all about Brendan Todd.
I'm projected like 17% ownership.
I'm not playing him because I'm just not. First of all,
I'm a first round loser.
Just click his game log here. It's so funny. I mean, he doesn't have an eye for this course. I mean, hashtag I feel like if you play golf, you kind of understand it. Sam, you play. Some courses just don't fit your eye. Go tell me that Brendan Todd has missed 5 or 6 cuts here in the last 6 years. I'm not touching that guy.
Dude, I'm saying, if you look at his stats game log, like if he was not making every putt, like if you look at his finishes, and that's him making every putt. Like he's not like. The last guy, I mean, Kisner, I think sets up perfectly for this course. He makes a lot of birdies. He makes a lot of putts.
I've been a Kisner guy for a long time. I feel like I never get on that bandwagon. I'll trust you though. I mean, I'm considering him or Ches for a tournament team.
I like Kisner. I mean, if you look back, I mean, like comp courses, you have RSM, which he's won. He's played well at East Lake before. He's played well at I mean, he's a decent Don Ross player, and he's just such a good putter. I mean, he's not the kind of guy you think that can go like like we say, you always want a course fit where a guy like can go get to 22 par, and there's just so many guys up here I don't think can get there, like Brendan Todd. And honestly, that's why I'm not on Ryan Moore. I just don't see Ryan Moore getting to like 20 par. But
no, I agree with Ryan Moore. That's actually a great call, but 8,100 to me is pretty favorable. Like if you said Brendan, I had a feeling, Ryan Moore was around 9,000. Like, we wouldn't. It'd be a tougher call. 8,100 is pretty favorable. You just need him to get a top 20, top 25. See, last person, I do like Siwoo Kim. I know he's going to be owned because he's starting to do some things, but Siwoo Kim is just the streakiest player of all time. And guess what? He's on a streak, so I'm gonna ride it. Whatever. Yeah. Other than that, I don't know. I mean,
I love this next range.
All right, go ahead. Lead it off.
All my convictions here. Okay, so unfortunately popular. Dude, Russell Henley, oh my God, if he just putts normal, holy crap. He has gained in his last 4 tournaments, like over 6 strokes on approach in each one. Like, he's historically a really good Bermuda putter. He's putted like absolute trash. I love Russell Henley. He'll probably be my main lineup. Number 1 in opportunities gained in my model. I love Joaquin Neiman. Same story, can't putt. And then, honestly, a player I'm really liking, actually 2 guys. Number 1, does this not seem like a course where, a couple weeks ago when Lucas Glover was like 30% off and then missed the cut? Why is this course not for Lucas Glover? He's going to be like 5% off.
Because he can't make putts.
Yeah, dude, but no one's on him. I love Lucas Glover. And my favorite, honestly, GVP play, I put in my article as my pivot. Dylan Fratelli has been playing like really.
Ooh, yeah, I like that a lot. That was actually one of my.
He ranks first for me over like my blended different rounds, like first tee to green, first 30 or better. I mean, he's not the greatest putter. He's fine, but then like he can go low. I mean, what was that? Was it the second tournament since we started, the first one ever? Like on that Sunday when there's a bunch of rain delays, he posted like a 63 and was in the clubhouse as the leader for like 2 hours. Like, he can go low. He's a stud. I really like him. His stats are awesome. So those are probably my favorite, along with, I guess.
No, that's a good. I love that pick because I didn't think you were going to talk about Fratelli at all. I don't think anyone's going to play him, to be honest. I mean,
no, really he's not like a. He's not like a known, like, sexy play. I mean, I also really like Sam Burns, Bermuda Sam Burns. And then, dude, know who you need to play who no one's going to? Rory Sabatini.
Oh, my God. Dude, stop talking. You're taking all my plays, bro. All right, fine. Let me get into it real quick. I love Penryn Norlander. I don't know if you mentioned him. I think he's going to be chalk, so that's fine. Let other people make mistakes. I don't know why he's priced at 7,300. Seems like a big discount, but yeah, again, like it's golf, right? He can come out and miscut. Like that's why you can't, in my opinion, just get too fixated on just all chalk. But I do like that play a heck of a lot. I do like Lucas Glover. I think Lucas Glover, like you said, is the pivot off Norlander. So in your, say, main GPP or your second GPP, if you're doing 3 max, you can have a chalky build and then go from Norlander to Lucas Glover. I mean, I think Lucas Glover is going to be less than 5%. I know kind of what you're saying. So that's my 2 cents on that. Henley, we've been on Henley for – I feel like I don't play every showdown. I feel like you play a lot more showdown than me. But, like, every time I play showdowns, I'm always playing Russell Henley. So clearly, like, he's always in the cards. He actually ranks first in strokes gained tee to green the last 12 rounds, first in approach, first in, like you said, opportunities. I mean, it's there. It's just he's so bad putting right now. Yeah, I mean, Bermuda, hopefully.
You wouldn't believe it if you haven't, like, seen Russell Henley for the last, like, 4 years. It's sad that I have. Like, he used to be, like, a really good putter. I don't know what happened. Like, he was an amazing putter.
Trying to think what else in this range. Oh, you stole my thunder on Rory, the real Rory. We talk about him all the time. Even though, when was it? Detroit, when he went +8 after day 1, and I said I buried him. I don't know. I might have to unbury him. I just like him a lot for these design type courses. I mean, he played DFS golf long enough. I mean, again, yes, there is some luck involved. Of course, I had some luck this weekend. I mean, there's always luck involved, but we're on the right path. Like, we're always collecting the cookie crumbs. It's just hard to actually cash in the big one. But I think Rory Sabatini is a guy that nobody's going to play this week. I mean, honestly, because there's a lot of other names around there. I mean, I would assume he's 5%, maybe 7%. So Rory Sabatini can score too, which is kind of crazy to say, but he can score. He's got good history here too, so I do like that. Maverick McNeely, nobody's going to play, 7,600. He can score. Young guy. I do have him kind of circled. I don't know if I'm going to play him in the main GPP. If I use our optimizer on the website, if I do build 20 lineups or so, Maverick Mcneely is for sure going to be a guy I'm going to play. He's just a guy that, like, you can see just in top 5, not only in the actual position, but just in scoring. He scores. That dude scores. I like that a lot. Other than that, in this range,
I got a guy who's super volatile. You want to play this little Jonathan Vegas 7,000?
Hell no, I'm not. I banned him years ago. I mean, he won in Canada. And I don't know.
Yeah, dude, he can get so hot. He's so. And then obviously, I'm playing Cameron Davis at 7,000.
Not touching Cameron Davis. I know. I played him the one weekend with you too, and it was a good time. I had fun, but I'm not playing Cameron Davis. I just don't like him. I don't like the setup for this track for him. Same with Johnny Vegas. I don't like that, so I'll disagree with you there. Strzok has played well. He's at 7,100. I'm kind of looking for the iron players. Like, nobody in their right mind is going to play Scott Stallings. We talked about him a lot in Discord playing showdowns. I know that. I know we play Scott Stallings in showdowns. His stats are kind of mediocre, but again, this is just, you're kind of looking for an edge and some pivots around some of the chalk down here.
He makes birdies. He just is not. He just is not. That's why no one plays him.
Another guy in that same range is Chris Kirk. No one's going to play him, but that dude can get hot, especially this type of course. He's at the same price point. I'm kind of looking at that same price point range as Norlander, Glover, and all that, and seeing where I can find some pivots.
The last guy I mentioned is I'm going to lose a little money on Brian Harmon this week, like I always do. I hate Brian Harmon, but I know if I don't play him, he's going to do well, so I got to purchase him.
Why do you like him? I was looking at him. He actually ranks kind of well in one of the models I built. And I was like, damn, I don't want to do it.
Short courses, Bermuda, he just sucks so bad. I mean, again, I hate Brian Harmon, but he always ranks well. So.
I like that. Like I said, he's popped in my model. I was going to ask you about him on the podcast, and you brought him up. So. Let's start looking in the 6K range, unless you have any more in the 7. Anything you want to talk about?
I'm ready. Yeah, I get out. Like 3 guys I really like, and that's about it.
In the 6K range? Let me start off. Don't take my guy. This is my guy. You're not allowed to talk about him. The Sex Panther himself, Kyle Stanley, is back this week. You heard it here first.
Oh, my God.
Is he going to be popular?
I've heard one podcast talk about him, but he's so bad, dude.
No, he's not. Stop hating on my boy. Let me talk about Kyle Stanley real quick. First off, Kyle Stanley is an elite iron player. Elite. And I feel like, the Rocket Mortgage is when I think early in July. Yeah, it was the Rocket Mortgage. I just clicked on him right now. I remember playing on him in one of my main tournament rosters, and he actually started out well, and then he somehow missed the cut. Had he played well there, that would have been essentially 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 straight rounds of gaining strokes off the tee. Strokes gained tee to green. He did miss the cut at the Workday Charity Open. But that wasn't, necessarily an easy course. And again, you can't just strictly look at that stuff, but he's playing better recently, and he's hitting a lot of fairways, has decent history. He's hitting a lot of greens. Kyle Stanley can score. So I don't know. Maybe it's a bad take, but I do like him.
Who's the worst putter of these 3? Grillo, Kyle Stanley, Keegan Bradley.
It's probably mathematically Keegan, just because I know from so many years of pain.
Experienced it. Yeah.
Exactly. Grillo's actually probably second worst. Stanley isn't. Come on, Stanley's not as bad as those guys.
He's pretty bad.
Okay, he is pretty bad. But if he brings the putter, like he's worth way more than 6,800.
My favorite guy, right there, actually right above him, dude. Adam Long is really good. People don't think. You can go. You see, a couple weeks ago when he came second at the 3M, he made the cut on the number, and then went 63, 64. So he's wild. He's really good. I'm gonna get sucked into Ryan Armour again. He sucks.
You wrote him up.
And then, dude, I gotta go back to Sam Ryder. He's so good. He torched me when I played him at 7,500 a couple weeks ago, but he makes a lot of birdies. He just that week he made That was a week hilariously. I think it was that work day or something or not work day, but where in my main lineup, my guys went 17 over par on one hole on day one, and I was just done from then. But Sam Ryder's good. Bryce Garnett's a goat.
Dude, I like Bryce Garnett. Talk to me real quick. I know we don't spend too much time in the 6K range, but I had him circled. I like Bryce Garnett a lot. I mean, everything I'm looking at model-wise, is this a guy that you've played before? Because I feel like I've never played him.
I played him in my main team a couple weeks ago. I was all in on him as my favorite value play. I think it was actually at the 3M. He finished T20. He's a really good putter. He basically sucks off the tee, which doesn't matter that much here, so that's why I like him. He doesn't hit the ball that far, and he is not that accurate. But the rough here is not very distant, so it doesn't really matter.
There is a lot of crap in the 6K range. I mean, not to.
Dude, my YOLO call of the week is Patton Kizzire at 6,200.
Patton Kizzire, again, that guy has a great iron game. He's got a great game. I mean, he won twice last year. That was not that long ago.
Oh, I know. He I don't know what happened. He won twice and then just died. I don't know what happened. He sucks at everything now, but he's come top 25 here twice. His irons are fine. He just doesn't do anything else well, but he'll be one. If you're playing a GPP thing and you want to stack Webb, Rose, just play Kizzire and play everyone else. I hope he makes the cut. If he makes the cut, he's going to crush value.
So last thing, I'll sprinkle a couple guys that, I actually will consider, especially if I can make 20 lineups this week or more on the optimizer that's under the subscriptions portion of the website. Jason Dufner, 6,500. Again, this is a Duff Daddy course. I mean, he's been striking it well lately, especially the last 12 rounds. He ranks 11th overall in my model. That's somebody nobody will play. Wes Ryan, I mean, I don't know. This guy, this is a course, though, that he can excel. I mean, 6,600. Again, I'm talking more MME right now for anybody that's going to use the optimizer. Totally agree with Garnett. I had him circled. I do like Adam Schenk. I've played him a couple times recently. And then they added Josh Teeter to the player pool.
Sebastian Munoz, 6,600? Get out of it. He should be 9,000.
That guy. He owes me some cash.
Oh, also another good guy I like. He burned me, but he's really good. Chase Seifert, 6,400.
Yeah, played him that one Sunday. All right, well, that does it for the DraftKings portion of the show. Honestly, I hope you guys took something from the show. It's a little bit different, of course, talking a little bit on last week's big win. And, we're going to look to get right back on the horse this week if you're not already a subscriber. Again, the same core plays that we won $175,000 worth or whatever this week. DFSkarma.com, under subscriptions. You can find them under the PGA product, or there's an MVP product, which gets you all the sports, of course. And then betkarma.com is where all of our bets go. I know, right? And guess what? We hit last week with Colin Morikawa for a huge $10,000 win. So head over to that site, check out what's going on over there as well. Sam, any final thoughts that you want to get off? What is, as we always do, your one under the radar bet of the week that you may or may not have already released at that tournament, which is fine. But who is the underdog pick this week?
101 in this field, Sam Burns, dude. He gets it done. Another young gun.
I like that play a lot. I tailed you on that because why not? I don't want Sam Burns to win and you have all the fun, and I can't because we've been on that guy in a lot of instances. I'll go back to what I mentioned earlier for those that weren't paying attention. But Jordan Spieth, at some point, he's just going to win. I mean, at some point, he's going to win. I believe he's at 50-1. If not, it was 40-1. I forget right now. But again, it's still good odds. I mean, I don't care what anyone says. This field is not that strong. Spieth easily can win. He doesn't need the driver this week. So that's my under-owned player of the week, I guess, in the betting market. Good luck this week. Hope to see you guys next week. Thanks.